Thank you guys for showing up. Here on the Creative Questions podcast, what we do is we talk about creative entrepreneurship, sort of the creative things we've done to find success on the creative things we're interested in. First, I want to start with each of you and sort of introduce yourself, and then we'll just start chatting. So, boom, what's your name?
My name is Juan. Do security and pizza.
Where are you from?
Mexico.
Mexico?
Yeah, Mexico.
Oswaldo, I'm security manager for Juan, and I have a taco truck with George.
Like you said, my name is George. Born and raised in Denver, Colorado, and my partner here, we do hot dogs and tacos and all kinds of
Glizzies and tacos?
glazes and tacos.
Hell yeah. So I think the thing that brought all of us together, right, to become friends was working in and around clubs, right?
Yes.
When did you start doing security, Juan?
When I was 21, straight 21.
Yeah.
I came over, started working at Club Vinyl, started doing all that stuff. And then it grew to just like some regular job, side gig, working Nightclub. And then started at Vinyl. And then from there, I went to Bar Standard doing the weekdays, Tuesday, Wednesday.
And this is before COVID?
This is before COVID, yeah. Everything was before COVID. And then I think 5 years, just doing regular security work. I started, questioning the fact of opening the security company. Whether if I wanted to do it, it's a bunch of what if.
You start thinking about it.
Yeah.
What about you, George? Where did you get started with security?
My story on how I got into security was kind of a little bit different.
Yeah.
So I went to Club Church as a patron, as a customer. And one of my friends was really connected to one of the security guards that used to work for Big Juan, right?
Okay.
So we were in some sort of situation going on where a customer was getting a bit too rowdy, too aggressive. And I ended up getting involved just because it got too big.
The fight got too big?
It just got too big, and by association, I got dragged into it because my friend knew the security guard and all this and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just separation. And then at the end of the night, it was something that intrigued me. So I went to go talk to the person that was in charge at the time, and I just got started from there.
Oh yeah. And what about you, Waldo?
Something similar too. Actually, I used to just go as a customer. I noticed George was at the line. Kind of helped me cut a couple times, And so there's this old manager. He used to work for Juan. And I told George, I was like, oh, do you guys have a spot or anything? And George just kind of came in clutch. He told the manager that we had known each other for years and something. When in reality, I knew he was in my high school.
This is my primo.
That's it, yeah. And he thought we were like lifelong friends. In reality, I just knew him because I saw him in high school twice, Yeah, and so then kind of got connected. I don't even know if Juan knew that too, but he's finding out now. But
There it is.
Now.
But yeah, then kind of just grew a friendship with them. Went up to manager. Yeah.
So back to you. When you started, you're doing security. COVID hits. You're kind of. I remember you were doing security for some other companies around too.
Yeah, so I was doing, I think I was managing what used to be Colfax Security.
Yeah.
So, and then, doing McDonald's around Colfax, working with a, coalition. I think in there I got a lot of understanding of, being calm with people, because, mental illness around here is crazy.
Rampant, it's kind of the norm.
Yeah, so it's, it's to adapting, from a club, perspective, back then were like, hey, knuckles in, let's go fighting.
Dealing with drunk people and like navigating aggression to dealing with mental health.
Yeah, so that was the beginning was such a huge difference because, you know, obviously switching from one mode to the other was challenging, but, you know, after you get the hang of it, you know, just listen to people's stories or, you know, just let them talk. Sometimes they just want someone to talk to, and then that's what happens. And, you know, so you start knowing some of the homeless, some of the regular people out here, and then, you know, it becomes to just, hey, what's up, instead of them acting all crazy.
Yeah, they're just looking after the neighborhood instead of going after people.
Yeah, it's a big change.
And so from that, you got like a balanced experience, and is that what led you to start thinking about opening the company?
So I think I was with Colfax for, you know, during COVID. So I would say, you know, a little before COVID. So 2 years I was with them, and then, you know, managing it, you know, learning the aspects of it, and, you know, actually learning the people perspective of actually doing security. After that, you know, the club opened back up. So, you know, I was, you know, it was that question whether, you know, I got a team, let's get it going, but it was hard pushing myself to say, yes, let's go do it. I think that's the biggest part for me.
One of the moments I remember from before you started the company, it was literally the first Thursday we opened back up. I had this one homie in DJing, and it was busy. Of course, everything after COVID was popping. And so we had this event, and it went really well without a hitch. Juan's doing security, a couple other people, but he's still working for the company in-house. He hasn't started his own company yet. And we had some like kind of asshole rowdy dudes that were, you know, being dicks. And then we had the DJs, and the DJs had worked for us before. They're more or less sweet guys, kind of bigger, intimidating dudes. And no one really messed with them. And I honestly only knew this guy to be like the nicest guy, right? Well, the night ends, we push everybody outside, and at that point, I'm in closing mode. And we just came back from COVID, so you're just kind of like reminding yourself of everything that goes with that process, you know? And I hear over the radio, Big Juan's like, come outside, blah, right? And so a couple of these drunk guys that we had kicked out called the DJ, who's this, you know, this pretty big guy, called his girlfriend an aggressive name, right? I can't remember what it was, but that dude went ham, right? By the time I get outside, that one DJ had all of those dudes in the car, right? And he's on top of the hood of the car, Donkey Kong in the window. All the windows shattered. He's like, bah, bah, bah. And then me and Juan, like, I don't remember exactly, but we talked them down and mellowed it out. Those dumbasses pilled out, and they got home safe, and we got this DJ home safe, and everything ended well. Yeah. But that was like night 2 after COVID came back.
He's like bigger than you. Bigger than you, yes.
He's bigger than you, and like you're also like a pretty calm and sweet guy. But the difference is like times 50. Like outside of that moment, like he's the nicest guy. Like, very good dude. And then the shirt comes off because he's in it. And he's got all the tattoos and like
shirt is crazy, man.
Like, it was wild, you know. Anyway, that was fun. So yeah, so I like what was it? I think that would have been in March. So you're still working for us for a while.
I think I was still working for about 3-4 months, like before, you know, COVID hit. You know, people trying to get back to whether to see if we were like needing more guards. I think after the 5th month, I think I had a conversation with you. You know, you're the big guy, you know, helping me push to get the security.
Always pushing everybody.
And then you kind of gave me the green light, had the opening, you know, found not the best people from the beginning.
We found people.
We found bodies.
We found people.
Well, I think we started it on day 1, didn't we?
Yeah.
So the club's opened back up in May, I want to say. Yeah. And so 6 months or so, May, June, July, September, roughly 6 months. And yeah, so your first gig was we worked all night at the club for New Year's Eve, and then boom, day 1 starts at 7 a.m.
Going in. 7 a.m.
No sleep.
No sleep, you know. after a busy night too at Vinyl, and then back to another busy night. Which
Busy all day.
Yeah, busy all day, which is good, you know. But day one has always been, it's always calm. It's not really too aggressive, but you know,
No, it's good. It's people that know how to follow.
yeah. So just, you know, people doing their thing. That's it.
And then let's fast forward. You're running your company. You're learning the tricks and trades. You're getting better people. You're coming to understand the flow and rhythm of things. And then one of our neighborhood food trucks decides he wants to sell the food truck. Tries to sell it to me, and I'm like, nah, but I know a guy.
No, yeah. So with that, like he offered it to, I would say like 6 different people.
Sure, he was just
I wasn't even like, you know, I wasn't even a radar, but you know what made me think about it is like, well, you know, I already got the security thing going. You know, it wouldn't hurt to add the pizza thing going. It's like, it's perfect for me because I'm already in a nightclub, so I'm already doing this, you know, the flow of it.
You can watch it.
Yeah, so I'm, you know, be doing security for the pizza truck too. And, you know, I just, you know, pulled the trigger, you know, I pulled him aside and I was like, hey man, you know, I heard you speaking with, you know, totally different other guys to, you know, to see if you're going to sell it, but, you know, I'm ready for it. At first, he didn't believe me. He was like, nah, like, you sure?
Because he probably thought you were just a security guard. You weren't.
He didn't think I was about it, but he was like, you sure? And I was like, yeah, you know, let's meet another day. So why not? We meet at the cafe behind Vinyl. You know, we start chopping it up. And,
What's the name of that place?
I don't remember the name, but I know it's always a coffee.
Best
shop.
breakfast.
Yeah.
They have the ill breakfast.
So we meet up there, and then we just start talking. You know, one thing that's another. You know, it's final. You know what I mean? And after that, we've been with the pizza truck now for a year and a half.
Yeah.
You know, I left for one truck to, you know, another truck. So it's going good.
And you got the pizza truck, but then you still had your company, and it was growing rapidly.
Yeah.
And you start hiring people and firing people, and then you end up hiring. Who'd you hire first? Oswaldo or George?
It was George. Yeah, I hired George first, and then.
How long after hiring him did you know that he was going to be the leader?
Not at the beginning. George.
Dang.
George in the beginning was, you know, he was just a regular, you know, guard. I didn't really come to see, you know, his leadership skills like after. But you know, it's also that thing with me, you know, it's just people when they're young, you don't think they have it, but when you put them in that perspective and you see them lead, like, you know, okay, this is the guy.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what ended up happening with George. And, you know, his people skills are really good, you know, him with working, you know, with church and his doing actual church stuff, I think it helped him with leadership.
Yeah.
You know, guiding people the right way.
Sure. And then how long after hiring George did you decide you needed another leader and you brought Waldo on?
I think, what was that? What, like 6-7 months, or was it sooner? I don't remember.
I don't know. I lasted like 1 week and they threw me in there, bro.
Yeah, he got Oswaldo got thrown in the gutters, I think. Literally busy Friday night at Vinyl.
I can't even remember who the security guard was before Waldo, the manager.
It was I had a member Brandy and Lonnie.
I don't remember either.
One was running church and one was running Vinyl. And then, you know, things just didn't work
Oh, okay.
out.
I do kind of remember. So, all right. So you guys are now on the company, and you're seeing Juan and his entrepreneurial efforts. You guys know that, you know, we're working on this ice cream shop on the low, and you see that. I thought you kind of jumped out first with a food truck situation, right? What inspired that? Was that something you always wanted to do?
So I kind of always like cooking at home. I'm just making up recipes for food. But actually the food truck was kind of just a spontaneous kind of idea with a couple other friends.
Was it a spontaneous idea that happened after working for Legacy?
I was still working. I was working with Legacy. I actually took a break from Legacy for like I think 2 months or a month.
I remember that.
To focus on the food truck, get it set up, and then I came back. But yeah, it was kind of just with 2 other friends. We got a second food truck, and then that's when we kind of like decided to divide responsibilities. So my friend Daniel, he's the one taking care of the other food truck, and then I think like 2 weeks after that, after we split that, George came on and we were kind of just doing
George
that.
jumped in as a partner?
Yeah, he's a partner.
And then you guys, after that, got the other truck, the hot dog truck, right?
Yeah, that.
And so, see, part of what is interesting and inspiring about this whole situation is it's like entrepreneur onto entrepreneur onto entrepreneur, and then everybody's kind of growing together, and like it's an interesting trajectory for everything. Like you guys work for Legacy, and that's kind of the jump off point. That's how you guys came to be. And then from there, you guys have all developed your own adjacent hustles that are connected to food and hospitality along with security. Yeah. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, everything's really connections. Like for example, like for like a couple of events we have, breweries, it's all like Juan's like, oh, can you fill this one? Mm-hmm. And then from there it just kind of stems up. And then, for example, I have an event in March and I'm like, hey Juan, can you take the second day? You know, something like that. So
yeah, you guys are collaborating.
Yeah. It just so happens it came from Nightclub.
Yeah. So back to the security stuff. What are some of the interesting things that you guys have experienced working security in the Denver nightlife scene?
A lot, man.
Because you guys are working at the biggest clubs in the city, right? Like you guys are there, you're in it.
I think like my biggest thing was my first day. Obviously, back like 6 years ago, it's rougher crowd, rougher things, with aspect of security. We go late night or it's let out already. And out of nowhere, we hear gunshots in the alley. Mm-hmm. This dude got shot 9 times in the back, and still ended up going to his hotel room instead of going to the emergency. Yeah, instead of going to the hospital ER, it's like, nah, I'm gonna go back, chill in bed, and then calls 911, tell him that he's been shot, and then just they go pick him up over there. I think that was my very first day there.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was. It's either this is what you're going to do.
This is what you're doing.
Yeah,
I made it.
Yeah, you gotta stay with it. I mean, it has its fun. I mean, I think everything's too perfect. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have good days, you have bad days, but just controlling what you could do there is better.
Yeah, but what's a wild encounter for you?
I think like my second night as a manager on Vinyl, I was on the rooftop and then I just out of nowhere see a hand glide and they just grab somebody's chain, pulls it. At the same time they pull it, it's a punch thrown in. And it was like barely like the beginning of the night, it was like 10. Mm-hmm. So all the guards were setting up a couple things downstairs and I yelled for help and everything. And turns out my radio wasn't turned on. So I had to deal with like 4 dudes fighting. Mm-hmm. And by the time everything clears out, it was like kind of just an eye-opening experience of like, all right, we gotta like see the worst in people sometimes, Like sometimes at nightclubs, it's like a lot of people just go to have fun, and other times you just see the worst of people. So you kind of just have to take it all.
Taking care of it.
Yep. Yeah, it's just kind of not the craziest, but like the first like eye-opening one. But George's got one. I know.
I mean, like they said, we deal with a lot of like aggressive situations throughout the whatever time we're at the club.
Yeah.
I think we're laughing before we started this about, remember the situation that we had at Club Church on the rooftop? It was a proposal that went wrong. So we had
someone was trying to propose.
Someone was trying to propose at the club right when we closed. So the guy gets on a knee. He's saying the whole spiel, I love you, all this. And we decided to turn the music off and turn the lights on as he's doing all this. So obviously we spoiled the moment. Unintentionally. I mean,
you guys just following protocol and structure. Yeah.
It was 1:30. We got to turn everything off. Obviously the female wasn't very fond of me spoiling that moment, and she started going crazy, throwing a little tantrum, which is understandable. You expect a proposal
forever.
They're gonna remember it forever. And then, obviously, like you said, I'm supposed to be the escalator, calm everything down.
Yeah.
I see a couple of guards getting kind of frisky, or they're just annoyed. They're trying to they've been through the whole night, the whole situation going through, a bunch of rowdy customers and stuff. So they're trying to get everybody out of the building so we can go home. I step in to calm the situation down, and I try to hold her, and then she bites my titty. full chompers on the nipple. Yeah. And she wouldn't let go. So I was just, I just had a little aggressive 5'5" Latina attached to my body. And I couldn't get her through. The husband, or I don't know, they're married, but the husband couldn't get her off of me.
No one could get her off of you.
Nobody could get her off of me. So we're now and her connected forever.
Even the EMTs that went through that night, that rolled by like the club, still remember that night.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, well, the whole
check 'em out.
community remembers because PD has pictures of my nipple now. The ambulance has pictures of my
picture of
nipple.
George's nipple.
Everybody has a picture of my nipple.
Viral.
One that stands out to me. This was kind of before you guys. It was the night of the Super Bowl 50, when the Broncos went, and we had a big party, a viewing party in what was the Salty Dog, right? And with TVs on, and we had like all the top shelf liquor, the best stuff, because everybody's celebrating the Broncos, and it was meant to be a small party. And then the night before, whatever headliner was at Vinyl Church, I don't remember which one. I don't remember who the headliner was. You know what? I do. I think it was Moon Boots. Could have been Moon Boots. They were in town, and so they decided to do, because the Broncos won, everybody's excited, they decided to do a pop-up party at Bar Standard almost immediately after the game, right? So the Salty Dog is literally connected to Bar Standards, just separated by a door. And so we had this high-end kind of bunch of owners and you know, top shelf liquor party that happened in the Salty Dog. And when that party ended, most of that crowd went to Shotgun Willie's for their party, right? And then meanwhile, I had to transition to this other event we were doing on the main stage at Bar Standard. And so I'm popping back and forth trying to close that room out. And I'm by myself again. It's Super Bowl, so everybody called out. Yeah. I'm working security. I'm working bar back. I'm managing the night. Yeah. I'm managing the talent. I'm hooking everything. That's all I'm doing, all of it. And so I'm bouncing around trying to close out the Salty Dog, and then trying to transition to get the Moon Boots party going and starting to crack. Meanwhile, the celebration from the Super Bowl is starting to wind down. Mm. And we're starting to get a lot of riffraff that got pepper sprayed and this, that, and they're kind of trickling back from the Capitol where all the celebrating was happening. And these two kids came in, and they, you know, bloodshot eyes. Can we please just wash our eyes out? We just got pepper spray. And I'm like, yeah, let me just see your ID. Make sure you're 21, because we are open. We are a licensed establishment. And they show me the identification. I let them in. And they go into the restroom to wash their eyes. And I'm still kind of bouncing back and forth between the two rooms, making sure everything's going. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see motion in the Salty Dog. And mind you, we got like $300, $400, $500 bottles of scotch and tequila, like all this stuff. And I'm like, these fucking idiots, right? So I run over there and I jump on the radio, grab whatever security guard I had. We go, it's probably Bobby, honestly. we go in there and we grab these kids and what are you doing? And they bolt for the door, right? And we catch them on that Bar Standard patio outside. And I'm scolding them. I'm like, yo, let me see what you stole. Show me the stuff. And I'm patting them down, right? And these fools, they go in and they're being dummies and they grab a bottle, right? And again, the most expensive liquor you can think of is in that room. And they grab 2 bottles of the Kentucky Gentleman.
Oh my God.
And I was like, it was funny too. I told probably Bobby, I was like, man, we probably should have made him drink the whole bottle. That would have been punishment enough.
They would have forgotten that, yeah.
But we ended up kicking him out and the night went on.
Yeah.
And that was one of the many stories.
I know. That's I think another one popped up to me is Halloween at Vinyl was really good because so we used to like the front door before, you know, I kind of took security over there. This
is when you worked for the company?
Yeah, I worked with the company. Used to be you know, Alan, Danny, you know, Boyle, and all of it was a group of friends that were really tight, you know. And then we controlled the front door, and then obviously when Halloween stuff happens, you know. We're all dressed up. I think we're all dressed up as cows that Halloween.
The security guards?
Yeah, security guards. Everybody's, you know.
Shout out to Georgie. Anyway, continue.
So we go dressed as cows, you know, and then out of nowhere, there's a fight happening on the rooftop. then we go take him out, and then it starts happening back outside, and then 3 other fights happen outside, and then so everybody was a commotions, trying to get everybody out, and out of nowhere they start jumping. One of our cow friends was Eli, and everybody's going in on him, and
on the cow,
you know, you see a cow just dug down, and just poor cow just getting beat up.
Poor cow.
Yeah, and then everyone just says, "Hey, Eli's getting jumped. Let's go." So we block off the entrance, so leave it open, and then we just start going over there
in cow
outfits.
So one cow's down, and
you got another cow.
The cows coming in hot,
trying to separate the whole thing, and
probably going to fight some Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah,
because it's Halloween.
Yeah, it was a rough night, and the whole street was just turtle ninjas, chaos, fighting everywhere. And I just remember this big dude. Well, he had to be like 7 feet tall, and then he's just too big. And then I probably not the best idea to do back then. I took off my belt and I just started, whipping on him. I whip on it, and then he just falls down, and then I just remember having him by the shirt and just basically spanking him. This guy's big, and then
7 foot tall,
7'2" dude, on the ground, out here with the belt spanking that dude. I'm like, and then whatever, cops show up, everybody disperses around and just runs, and then and I have never seen that dude come to that club ever again. I wouldn't either. I'd be so embarrassed. I'm like, I got spanked by a cow.
That wasn't 7 feet tall, a little cow.
Yeah, a little cow. Yeah, that was one of the big moments. But I mean like that because it was such a close crew that that's what I with these guys that's what I try to do. Build that relationship to whether it be friends, family, we just getting to know each other, because I think the club runs better that way if you treat someone like they're one of your own.
Well, what you guys are doing, it can be dangerous, right? And you guys need each other to fully buy into the goal, which is keep the place safe so that people can enjoy themselves. Because if you guys aren't invested in that and something happens, it's every man for itself. But if you guys are invested in each other, you guys are going to look out for the overall thing. So like if George is having an off night, you're going to go and be like, yo, no, let me, and maybe pop something else in, or however it goes, because it's a team. And what I really find interesting and compelling is this bond that's been forged, and it's turned into a path of success for everybody. It's really cool to see all of you guys, like in a lot of stories, one guy gets he lucks up and finds his hard work, whatever, and he finds his way into a successful, beneficial situation, and then that person just locks in and that's it, right? I know lots of people that just look out for themselves and they attain success on success, and that's kind of it, whatever, that's that. But what's cool about this whole scenario is everybody has been sort of investing in each other and helping each other reach these next levels, right? Everybody's looking out for one another, whether it be at the club or on the food trucks, right? You guys are developing businesses around in and around each other, which is dope.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that helped out. I mean, like I tell, I talk to George, and I let him know, because at his age, I also wish, I had somebody telling me to like guide me a certain way, instead of, spend my money going out or jewelry or, whatever it may be. And when I got to the club, there was, 2 main guys in the front door that helped me through that process. I understood that, and then if I could help him, doing, hey, just think of money could work for you, just think of things that you could do that you have. Like right now, I tell them, we have these many guards working with us. Use that to your advantage. Find something you could do with those guards and just do it.
Yeah, build off of the opportunity that's in front of you.
Yeah.
What? How often are you guys just trucks and food trailers and all that out?
So ours is set from Thursday to Sunday. We have most of the time we're just right outside of Church Nightclub. Yeah. And then whatever catering events come up, but yeah, anything that kind of comes up, we kind of just try to shoot for.
Oh yeah. And then what about you? How
for me, I have it Tuesday through Sunday, and then it's just breweries.
Yeah.
And then Thursday to Saturdays that not outside the club still. So
Have you guys started fully branding the businesses so that you can start? Like, you guys are serving food. What's the name of the taco truck?
Spart Tacos. So,
Say it again?
Spart Tacos.
Spart Tacos? Are you on social media?
Sparta and tacos in one word. Yeah. Yeah. Follow us on Instagram. We'll be right there.
What do you guys call the hot dog thing?
So that's part of it. It's all in one. We're trying to innovate our menu. So we have like our hot dog. We have like, we can add like taco meat inside. We have like ramen we're trying to mess around with. But yeah.
Ramen dog?
Yeah, everything.
Nice.
We're trying to do everything, man. Everything.
Drunk people will buy it.
Man, they will.
For a ramen dog.
Yeah.
What about you?
So I mean, the truck is an orange truck, so everybody
knows it. It's been there forever.
Everybody knows the orange truck, but we're trying to switch it to Don Juan's Pizza.
Don Juan's Pizza.
Don Juan's Pizza. That's the goal this year, to actually brand it out and actually have have the right wrapping, have everything together. That's what we're locked in this year to do, and then.
Do you guys have unilateral goals for your truck businesses? Are you?
I'm trying.
I don't know. What do you got?
So end goal is kind of, we want like a little hangout spot, like a lounge, food and grill.
Yeah, so you like to open your own spot?
Something like that, bar and grill type
Build a
idea.
following and then eventually.
Yeah, shout out Chivi's. It's kind of what we want to do, but add a little more to
I'm gonna get them in here and I'm gonna have them do an episode as a family. Okay?
Nice, yeah.
It's just hard to pin them down with how busy everything is.
Yeah, they're doing good, man. But yeah, something like that, and then add a little more of the night industry life of little bar area. But yeah, something similar. But yeah, kind of trying to grow that way.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the end goal I think for everybody would be have a restaurant.
Yeah.
But for
I've heard people associated with the clubs and not associated with the club come up to me and tell me that the pizza you guys serve is top tier. Scale of 1 to 10, it's a 8, 9. Like the product you push out is really good. People fuck with it.
Yeah, shout out to Yanni for giving out that recipe.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
But
it's like the thing about creativity and entrepreneurship is people take it as far as they can and then they pass the torch. And he, with his own personal circumstances, had this concept and he developed it. And then he passed the torch, right? The hot dog truck that you guys have, like I built that thing and then it went through a couple different hands, right? And then you guys took it and are innovating a ramen dog, hopefully, which I'm excited.
Everything, we do everything.
Kennedy's literal 2 favorite things on planet Earth are hot dogs and ramen. I swear to God.
The Kennedy dog, bro, coming up.
Hey, if you make a hot dog ramen dog, she will fucking be there. Like my daughter loves that.
That's nice. Yeah, we're trying to innovate. We have new recipes coming all the time. We kind of have we're trying to hit a little new niche. So the truck is steel, so everything is just steel. So we're trying to post magnets outside. We're trying to get just the community involved as well. And feel free to, if you guys see us, bring your own magnet. We'll give you a discount. We're trying to make it a community project.
That's tight.
Yeah, like I said, bring the creativity in.
Businesses in, and they get to advertise.
It's an advertisement board, man.
That's kind of what we've done with these stickers, right? We some of them we bought, and a lot of them are just from other creative people. And every time, Percy, our marketing guru, every time she had this idea that whenever we get stickers from people, tag them and make a moment out of it and share it. And it's been really beneficial. They've been excited. We've been excited. It's created like a little memento.
Yeah, similar idea. We just want to have like kind of like that interaction with people and kind of connect with them as well.
I think it brings the community together because it's always it's always who's doing better with restaurants and food thing, you know what I mean? But once I think having that concept's a lot better because everybody works together that way.
Mm-hmm. Where do you see the security company going?
That right now, I have a lot of things in mind for it. Thankfully, thank God, and with the work that these guys are doing and what we're doing, we have a total of like 9 clubs right now. So we're running with that, and hopefully by summer it's go more residential, and spread it out as much as I can. Do patrols, do a lot of things with it. it's trying to go pull 100 on with the security to see what more can you do. You know, not just be reliable on club stuff, but also do more things with it.
I keep forgetting. There was a building I was looking at buying, and that doubled back, and that real estate agent wants to have a conversation. And you know, that's East Colfax, where there is a need for security in the way that downtown Colfax is, but isn't as bad.
Yeah.
And so that's another opportunity, something we got to talk about off camera. But like, I'm here for it. I think what you guys have done in the club portion of that business is incredible. What you guys have done as entrepreneurs is encouraging to see people latch together and build something. You know, that's dope. And then I'm excited about the future, whether it be, you know, you guys opening up a taco spot, you guys opening up a pizza joint, and the security thing. Maybe you guys taking on festivals, maybe you guys doing residential and doing more outreach stuff. Because earlier when you were talking, something that I caught was you seem to be moved and inspired by the interaction with people with mental health issues.
Yeah.
And so I think that's also something that you have experience in, and it's a necessary thing that needs to be out there. We need people, look, however you feel about the police and all that, like they're busy and they have a lot going on. So some of these communities that have drug problems and have issues with people in the streets with mental health, like we gotta have some people out there. And I think that is something you guys can work towards as a team with the security company, right? Like, you know, how, like, what does it look like to start getting your guys trained? Like, or what does it look like getting you three certified in how to deal with mental health? And then you can start offering that service to other security companies as well as your security company. Now you're training people how to navigate mental health, and then you're working in and around those things as well. Like, it's really, the sky's the limit.
I think one thing that helped me with this again is working for Colfax Security and doing that coalition. It was such a big eye opening. I mean, it was just bigger than what I thought.
Yeah.
So it was huge, and then
I don't know that you could run the company that you're running right now had you not had that job.
no, yeah, 100%.
Like, it's weird how we end up on the path we're supposed to be on, and I feel like you doing that during COVID was a necessary step for you to start this business that you guys are now part of.
And I think that's what helped develop to, you know, like I said, is that aspect of, you know, still being a security guard, but also be aware that, you know, someone just had a bad day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Someone just had a bad day. It's not just, you know, people asked me 5 years ago, 7 years ago, I was just told, hey, let's toss this guy out, let's beat him up, and let's go.
Sure.
You know, no, but things are way different now.
Changed, you evolved, you grew.
Yeah, so just more understanding the people and then calming them down, and then once you hear them out, it could be pointless. I mean, oh, this guy's just whatever, he's drunk or that.
Even when they're drunk and aggressive.
Yeah, but
Whatever.
some do have, you know, people do still have issues. You know, they're like, hey, you know, my girlfriend left me, or oh, someone died, and then they just trying to release what's going on with them.
One thing I'd like to point out before we wrap up this episode, and I'd like to do more episodes with you guys. I think there's a lot of funny shit we can do.
Yeah,
Sure.
But one thing I think is important is to talk about how old you guys are. How old are you?
Man, 29.
How old are you guys?
22.
How old are you?
24.
So that's encouraging, right? I have 3 successful entrepreneurs that are all in their 20s creating real change, like creatively expanding their ideas, right? Like that's awesome.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to the people you know and how they boost you. And
Yeah.
thankfully, I got you guys, but can I shout you guys as well? But thank you guys for posting everything. But
Yeah, one of the biggest things that I learned, we always have the aspiration, you know, to be successful and to get rich, or for me personally, like how they said I was part of like the church and stuff. My goal has always been to like impact the community, or like in this instance, right? I look up to Juan, I look up to you, I look up to Chris, Chivis. They're people that are somewhere where I want to get, right? And on our food truck, we have this kid working for the name Josue, and he recently said, hey, I want to be like you guys, right?
Yeah.
So it's just, for me, it's just that the aspect of inspiring someone else, that it doesn't matter where you're from or whatever the story is, right? Like, you could always be successful.
Yeah, and it's important right now, especially with all this nonsense that's going on politically and on social media, like this, that, and the third. Like, here are some entrepreneurs that are out there really cutting through it all before they're 30, right? Like, I can't wait to see you guys in your mid-30s and to be a part of that and understand what that looks like. And yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
God willing, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be the goal. That's the goal. 35 and get where we need to be.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico.
GR.
All right. Well, hey, Legacy Security and Don Juan's Pizza and
Spartacos.
there it is, man. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for coming on the Creative Questions podcast. I anticipate you guys coming back and us
Thank you.
being looser and having a little more fun
Yeah, yeah.
as we do it.
Yes, sir.
But-
Practice.
all right. Boom.
Thank you.